Oh, hi. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you. How is everybody today? I am doing great. So, not too bad today. It's a nice, slightly sunny, 70 degrees outside. It's very nice today up here in the Pacific Northwest. I really like it about that temperature. Yeah, Sunday. What the hell, Sunday? Nobody. I never stream on a Sunday, but I was busy all weekend. Couldn't find the time to do a stream yesterday or this morning, so we'll do it so Sunday night. Maybe we'll drag in a whole new audience, or maybe there'll be just nobody here because nobody was expecting it, and I'll talk to myself, and that'll be a good time for me. I suppose it is a good time for me. So if you're here, if you're in chat, hop in, tell me what you think, tell me what you're feeling. If you're in the Twitch chat, the robot Sunday, yeah, Sunday boys. If you're in Twitch chat, the lowly robot will read it out loud to you for everybody to hear. If you're in Kick chat, she won't. No robots over in the Kick chat. Sorry. No robots in the YouTube chat either. I can't make the robots work. They're unionized and they only want to work for certain tech billionaires and not others. It's a whole complicated thing. They do want to work for Jeff Bezos, but they don't want to work for whichever right-wing oligarch owns YouTube. I don't make the rules. I don't make the robot rules. The robots do what the robots do, and I just accept it. So that's what we're doing. So we'll talk about some news. We'll talk about some politics. I'll rant about some things, and then if we run out of stuff to talk about, I'll play a video game, and that might happen tonight since it's a bit of a slow weekend for the news, and everything that's happening has happened already and has been continuing to happen, and nothing's really changed. So there's no big sweeping new stuff to talk about. Stop chasing off your own audience, Waldo. Anyway, let's talk about the robot in Kick Chat. Always with the Kick Chat, Always with the Kick Chat. That's why nobody streams on Kick. Because of all the robots. Bad robots, not good robots. Not like this chat robot. Good chat robot.
Good chat robot.
Yeah, see? Good chat robot. Not the bad robots that tell me to pay for more subscribers. So, let me think. What the hell was I doing? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Donald Trump's big fat flop in Alaska. The big floppy fat failure that happened in Alaska. Let's take a look at the news. What do we got? Donald Trump leaves Vladimir Putin's summit without a deal in hand because he is a moron. He doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't know what he's doing, and can barely function as a human being. President Donald Trump departed Friday's high-stakes summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin without securing a ceasefire in Ukraine, a goal he had publicly set before boarding Air Force One in Anchorage. Blah, blah, blah. Summit marked Putin's first trip to the U.S. in a decade, and the event opened with military flyovers, a red carpet ceremony, and an unusual shared ride in Trump's armored limousine. The talks ended without a deal, and after a 2.5-hour closed-door session, a stark contrast to Trump's pre-summit remarks to Fox News, in which he said he would be unhappy leaving without some form of ceasefire. So he expected to have some kind of ceasefire, and he got none, because Vladimir Putin is very good at global politics. Donald Trump is not. Donald Trump is a moron. He doesn't know what's going on. He can't comprehend most of the things that are happening around him. We haven't quite got there, but we've got some headway, Trump said at a joint appearance with Putin following the meeting. There's no deal until there's a deal. Day one, he said. Day one, he promised. Easy, very simple. Let's get them both in the room. They'll make a deal. Day one, it'll be over in no time. He was full of shit. He's always full of shit. He was full of shit then. He was full of shit now. He doesn't know what's going on. He just talks a big game. He's a used car salesman who doesn't know anything. So he can't get this fixed because he can't.
The subs showed up and Putin jangled some keys at him.
Yeah, exactly. Putin said some nice things to make him shut up, and then he said some things that he thought Putin might agree with, and then nothing happened. It was a big, fat flop, nothing. Putin, for his part, called the meeting constructive and useful. Of course he does. He's playing you like a fiddle, and emphasized a desire for long-term resolution. but reiterated that any progress must not be obstructed by Europe. Russia is genuinely interested in ending the Ukraine conflict. No, they're interested in winning and taking the land. Putin speaks first. The press conference opened in an unusual way, with Putin speaking first. A break from diplomatic protocol for joint appearances hosted by the United States. The Russian leader praised the tone of the talks. Our negotiations have been held in constructive atmosphere of mutual respect. No, they weren't. Putin knows that Donnie's a moron, and he is going to dog walk him. Putin said, thanking Trump for hosting the summit in Alaska. He also spoke warmly about the potential for the reset of bilateral relations. I'm sure that this heritage will help us rebuild and foster mutually beneficial and equal ties in this new stage, even during the hardest conditions, blah, 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 blah. Nothing happened. They got nothing. They have a fantastic relationship, except they both gigantic super liars who tell gigantic super lies to each other. So I don't know how that's a good relationship. Despite the warm tone, neither side disclosed the contents of what Putin described as an understanding, and no formal agreement or ceasefire emerged. Both men declined to take questions. Because they didn't do anything, there are ways to make Vladimir Putin controlled. Hard monetary sanctions. Keep him out of markets. Talk to China. Tell China not to sell shit to him. He will break down. He'll give up. If his people in charge can't make money, he'll give up. He'll stop doing the things that he's doing. Military power. We have much more than they do. And if we backed Ukraine properly, we could end their military campaign. But he has nukes that might work. We're not sure. I'm willing to bet that Ivan sold off all the rocket fuel. He turned half of it into hooch and drank it, and then he sold the other half. So I don't know that they can super duper launch anything anymore, but even if they get one or two across, it's bad news. I don't want that. So we should stop them from doing that. We should have, I don't know, some sort of military or CIA or spy corps that could prevent that kind of thing from happening. But then what else could work on them? Those are the two things that we got. I mean, solid diplomacy is going to be really hard because Putin is a liar. He'll lie all day. He'll tell you one thing and then do the other. He'll do the other, then tell you something else that didn't happen. He'll do a lot of awful things and then tell you that they didn't happen or that it was somebody else that did it. He's very good at being a troll, at being a shithead, at being a sneaky dictator. He's very good at it. And it's really hard to stop, but there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to cut him off from all the things that he wants and needs. And what he wants and needs is more land. That's what he needs. He needs Ukrainian land. He needs all the ports that are in the Crimean Peninsula. He needs all that. And we could have stopped him from getting those things, but we were scared to. So we just kind of let him take it. Obama let him take the Crimean Peninsula back in 2014, I think it was, because he didn't want to start a war. And now he's taking Putin's taking Ukraine, and we're not going to stop him because we don't want him to start a nuclear war. You have to stop him. Everybody needs to come together and say, stop taking other people's shit. Stop stealing other people's country. Trump, the ever victim, cries about everybody told him that he was a failure and that it was a flop, and he got super angry. There's nothing I can say. Trump melts down over negative reports on Putin meeting because you didn't do anything. You failed miserably. Donald Trump expressed frustration over media coverage after he failed to strike a deal with President Vladimir Putin. In a Sunday post on Truth Social, Trump attacked the media over reports that he could not get Putin to agree to a ceasefire. It's incredible how the fake news violently distorts the truth when it comes to me. There's nothing I can say or do that would lead them to write an honest report about me. I had a great meeting in Alaska on Biden's stupid war, a war that should never have happened. Why do you keep attaching Biden to this thing? Vladimir Putin stole land, and Biden gave the Ukrainians weapons to turn him back. If anything, Biden's done more to protect Ukraine than you have, Donnie. You've done nothing but piss and moan, bitch and whine, complain about what Biden did. Did Biden do enough? No. He should have sent them more. He should have sent lots and lots and lots more. He should have sent them giant super bombs that could harm the Russian forces. But he wimped out a little bit. He went a little soft on them. He didn't want to get in trouble. If I got Russia to give up Moscow as part of the deal, the fake news and their partner, the radical left Democrats, would say I made a terrible mistake and a very bad deal. That's why they are the fake news. Also, they should talk about the 6 wars I just stopped. Okay, that's 4 lines of text. And there are a lot of lies in that. Okay, it's incredible how the fake news violently distorts the truth when it comes to me. Okay, no, I don't want that one. I want this one. So this is like 4 lines of text, but it's filled with lots of lies. If I got Russia to give up Moscow as a part of the deal, they're not fake, news and their partner, the radical left Democrats, the news is not a partner with the Democrats, and the Democrats are not far left. There's 3 lies already. Would say I made a terrible mistake and a very bad deal. No, they wouldn't. 4 lies. That's why we are just the fake news. 5 lies. Also, they should talk about the 6 wars that I just stopped. That didn't happen. 6 lies. Bro can get 6 lies in like 4 lines of text. It's amazing. 6 lies in 4 lines of text. Nobody else can pack them in there like you, Donnie. Nobody else can pack them in there like he can. So let's diagram the sentence, because you have to when you're talking about him. If you got them to give up Moscow, we would call that a good deal. Nobody is expecting you to do that. You have them get out of Ukraine and the parts of Ukraine that used to be Ukraine. Put them back to their original borders. That's what we were asking for. You can't do it. Nobody can without lots and lots and lots of violence. And again, he thinks that the radical left Democrats, there's no such thing. The Democrats are not left-leaning. They're centrists, and they're not radical, and they're partnered with the news. No, all the news media in the country is right-wing. All of it. All of it. So he just keeps saying things that aren't true, and there's so many people that believe him, that think that what he's saying is correct. Let's see.
If he got Russia to give Moscow for the Donbass, then I'd nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Exactly. That's what Hillary said. She said if Donald can talk them into going back to their original borders, she'd nominate him. And that's fine. So would I'd clap for him. I'd say, you did a good job, buddy. But he can't do that. And Russia's not going to do that. There's no way they're going to go back to that. Absolutely not. They've won. They've won that piece of land. They've won the Donbass. They took it violently, and they're going to keep it. And unless we bomb the shit out of them, they're going to keep it for a very long time. And it's going to be Joe Biden's fault somehow. Because Donnie's very simple. He's a very simple man. He doesn't know much. He doesn't know much. Well, what he knows is that it's always Joe Biden's fault. What are the 6 wars? The 6 wars. Well, PolitiFact is calling that mostly false, and I wanted to look at that to see what the hell he was talking about, because I had to know what he was talking about. In the past 6 months, he thinks that he stopped 6 wars. So what are they? The India and Pakistan. No, you didn't stop any war there. They did the same thing they always do. India and Pakistan are doing minor league terrorism to each other all the time. You didn't do anything to stop that, and it will happen again. Without a doubt. So fuck off with that first one. Second one, Israel and Iran ended with a U.S. bunker busting bomb. He dropped a bomb on Iran. How does that get you a peace prize? And he didn't even remember that? That was 1 billion years ago, wasn't it? When Trump dropped a bomb on Iran, and then they were like, now we're fine. You didn't even stop us from making nukes, and we'll have one up in no time. He did not prevent their nuclear capabilities. Yeah, so 2, that's a lie. 3, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. Trump brokered deal follows broken deals. I don't even know anything about this one. I watch the politics every day, and I don't know any damn thing about this one. The deal is an effort to stop violence in the eastern part of the DRC. Military, Rwanda backing militia. The conflict has recently caused thousands of deaths, and about 6 million deaths have been attributed to the past 30 years. 30 years it's been going on. Ugh. Foreign policy experts said the agreement is significant, but part of a long string of broken agreements between the countries, which means one of them will break it again next year. Great. So that third was a lie. Kosovo and Serbia, little evidence Trump thwarted an escalation. 4 is a lie. Egypt and Ethiopia, no solution on the table over Nile Dam dispute. So that 5th one's a lie. And the 6th one is Cambodia and Thailand. U.S.-backed talks to result in temporary ceasefire. So we got a temporary ceasefire. Maybe this one is almost true. But that's it. 6 wars he stopped is horseshit. And I'm going to have to hear about it. I'm going to have to listen to it. I'm going to have to hear his fans tell me that he stopped 6 wars in 6 months forever. They're going to come into this chat someday, and they're going to go into my YouTube comments, and they're going to say, Donald Trump stopped 6 wars in 6 months. It's short, pithy, and wrong, but they're going to say it simply because it's short, pithy, and wrong. And it takes an entire article. And it takes an entire 3 or 5, 6 page PolitiFact article to prove it's wrong.
You don't understand. He made some very good phone calls. Some are saying the best phone calls.
The best phone calls. He made all the calls, and all the people are doing exactly what he asked them to do. It's going to be fine. Right, and they're going to say it forever. They're going to say it a year from now when I've forgotten what those 6 things are. And you're going to have to fight it. I'm going to fight them again and again and again forever. They live in a land of short, pithy wrong. It doesn't matter as long as it's easy to remember. 6 wars, 6 months. Very simple. 4 words. More than that. He stopped 6 wars in 6 months. 7 words. And they're going to tell me that. They're going to tell me that forever. It's going to be a talking point in the 2028 election. Whoever's running, probably Donald, again for his 3rd term. But even if he doesn't, the person who is running on the Republican side is going to lean on him and say he stopped 6 wars in 6 months because he's great. And then it'll be a lie, but we'll have to debunk it over and over and over again for eternity because it sounds nice. It sounds good.
He stopped Vietnam too.
He stopped Vietnam. He did. He probably could have prevented Abraham Lincoln from being assassinated if we had let him know what was happening. Witkoff. This is Steve Witkoff. He is a moron. Let's hear what he has to say.
I understand the idea of like a larger peace deal is an important point. But it was President Trump that had said that he wanted a ceasefire agreed to at the meeting on Friday. And he didn't get it, and there are now 5 Ukrainians who are dead because the Russians continue to bombard Ukraine. I still don't understand how not getting the ceasefire deal is a win. I understand the idea.
Well, because Donnie never loses, you see. If you just say everything's a win, you can never lose.
Of wanting this bigger package, of course, but a ceasefire would at least stop the bloodshed right now.
Jake, the thesis of a ceasefire is that you'd be discussing all of these issues that we resolved in Alaska. You'd be discussing security guarantees. There's not a person on the
You resolved? Then why didn't you tell us any of this? I don't think you did any of that.
European team who didn't acknowledge that we made substantial progress at this meeting. We certainly did.
Progress is not resolution, my man. He's just saying words. He's using duck speak. He's just quack, 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 quack. If you say it into a camera on CNN, everybody thinks it's great. Oh, they resolved it. Oh, they got this stuff resolved. Oh, my God, did you hear about that? Yeah, they got it resolved.
So we cut through all kinds of issues that would have to be discussed and agreed to during a ceasefire period.
What? We cut through all the issues that would have to be discussed. Bro, that doesn't make any sense. We cut through all of the issues that we're going to have to discuss later. Well, you didn't do anything then, man. We're going to have meetings later. Means your meeting today didn't work.
What the fundamental issue, which is some sort of land swap, which is obviously ultimately in the control of the Ukrainians, that could not have been discussed at this meeting. We intend to discuss it on Monday. Hopefully we have some clarity on it, and hopefully that ends up in a peace deal very, very soon.
Land swap Man, that sounds pleasant, doesn't it? They're gonna swap. It's a pleasant word. Makes it sound like a farmer's market where I go and give you some of my homegrown eggs, and then you give me some of your homemade honey, and then everybody has a good time. Makes me feel all cozy. Except it's not a swap, is it? No. Russia invaded for no reason. They bombed and killed civilians, and they're saying it's their land now. The Ukrainians are not going to get anything from this deal. There's not like a swap where I give you something, you give me something. They will not be doing better than they were before. The Ukrainians have been harmed by Russia. They have gone in there, kicked them, hurt them, killed their people, destroyed their stuff, and taken their land. And Donald respects that. He really, really, really does, because he is a strong man. That is the only thing he ever knows. He only knows extortion. Do what I tell you or I hurt you. It's his entire modus operandi. That is his entire skill set. Do what I say or I will hurt you with the power that I have. And he wants more power. And then once he hurts you, he gets more power. Then he gets some more money. Then he gets more power. Then he gets more authority. Then he takes over another wing of the government. And then he throws out everybody who ever disagrees with him. So now he has more power again. And if you don't do what he tells you, he will hurt you. That's his version of a deal. And so that's why he respects what Putin is doing. Donald Trump respects what Putin is doing. Donald Trump likes what Putin is doing. Using your military to take someone else's country is awesome, man. That's what cool kids do. That's what we should all be doing that. We should all the entire United States should just be kicking down somebody else's country, taking it from them and making it ours, and then taking the resources. Donnie would be on board for that. He loves that idea. He wants to do it in Mexico. He wants to do it in Canada. That's what he's doing in Canada. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about taking Canada so that we have their lumber. Trees, they grow out of the ground. And that ground is in Canada, so we need to take it from them. He wants to do it in Mexico. He wants to take it. He wants to take the Panama Canal. He wants to take that so that he will have it and benefit from it and profit from it. All he knows is taking things. That's all he knows how to do. He doesn't comprehend why Zelensky would resist this. He doesn't get it. What is Zelensky's problem? The bigger person with the bigger military came in and took from you. That's how the world works. Zelensky, sorry. He doesn't comprehend why Zelensky would resist. He doesn't get it. What profit is there for Zelensky to resist this? That doesn't make any sense. He should just whimper and cower and roll over and cut a deal so it'll be over as fast as possible. Donnie loves forcing himself onto other people. He loves forcing something larger onto something smaller. I think we all know what I'm talking about. He does not understand consent. No, he doesn't. He does not comprehend how to ask for things properly. You take what you want if you have the power. And if you don't have the power, go find some more power or take something from someone smaller until you have enough power to take what you want. What is this? Oh, this is Lindsey Graham. Great. Let's hear what he has to say.
When it comes to land, I'm going to leave it up to Ukraine. But here's the reality.
Leave it up to Ukraine. Okay. They say, Russia, get out. That's what they're going to say. And then you're going to be like, well, no, not like that. Not like that.
You're not going to evict every Russian soldier from Ukraine.
You're not going to evict every Russian soldier from Ukraine. Well, then there is no peace.
The reality. There's Russian control and there's Russian ownership. Be very careful about.
Russia wins. That's the solid Republic. That's the Republican line. Russia won this war. Why are you still fighting? Russia already won. Why are you fighting with them? Why are you wasting your time and your energy and your bombs? And why are you taking money and bullets from America just to shoot at Russians? You already lost.
Not like this, not like this, not like this, not like this.
You've already lost. The Republicans have already chosen who won this fight, and it was Russia. Because they like it when the big dog beats up and steals from the little dogs. They love that shit. They don't have any ethics. They don't have any principles. They don't know what the word freedom or freedom fighting means. They don't know what any of that shit is. No. I have the power I take from you. That's all they've ever been. All they've been for my lifetime anyway. Maybe they used to be something else, but that's what they are now.
About rewarding Putin by giving him title to Ukrainian land through force of arms. That could jeopardize Taiwan. And if you're not thinking about the effect a deal in Russia, Ukraine has on China, Taiwan, you're making a big mistake. So I've got all the confidence in the world in President Trump. To our European allies, up your game. Quit complaining about what we're not doing in America and do more yourself. Put tariffs on every country that buys Russian oil and gas cheaply to benefit Putin's war machine. Do what Trump's doing.
Trump ain't doing that. He's not doing that. Good Lord. No, he's not doing that. Lindsey Graham. That's a girl's name, by the way. He's not going to do that. He's best friends with Putin. He harsh penalties against people who do business is a sanction. I'm not entirely sure that works because then they do deals with Iran and China, and now you're aligning everybody onto two sides: the people who work with Russia and the people who won't. And because of all the other terrorists, could have solved homelessness 38 times with that money sent to Ukraine. Maybe, but Republicans wouldn't have done that. They only pay for guns. Also, if we could solve homelessness 38 times with that much money, how would we do that? Would just give them homes? That would be nice. Republicans won't do that either. Give them homes. I'm on board. Stop giving money to Israel, and then we'll give the homeless people homes. I'm on board. Nobody's going to argue with that. Not me, anyway. Also, they're our ally. We promised to give them that stuff in exchange for them giving us their nuclear weapons back in the 80s. They had nuclear weapons, and we didn't trust them to have them. We said, you're not that solid a country. And we're worried that somebody's going to steal that shit and launch it, and then we'll suffer for it. Start a new world war because you weren't strict enough and you weren't in control enough.
Someone told him he could get the Peace Prize for ending the war. Once he heard that, how it happened doesn't matter.
And I think you're right. He wanted to end it so he could sound cool and win the prize. He doesn't know what the Nobel Peace Prize is. He's never heard of it. He doesn't know what country it's in or what it's from. But he really did hear that and think, well, Obama won it. And Obama, I slightly disagree with giving it to Obama anyway. But Obama got it, so Donnie has to have it too. Obama got it because he wasn't George Bush. You know, that was a very, very weird award. It was that You're Not George W. Bush award. Because Republicans can't be any worse than George W. Bush, right? They can't, can they? Oh, they can. I'm sorry to let you know. They can get worse. We didn't think so at the time. We thought he was the worst because Jon Stewart told us he was the worst. And he was bad, but Trump's worst.
He sure drone striked a lot of kids for a Peace Prizer.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep. And that's why I don't think he really deserved it, and because he got it right away too. Like he did a lot of that drone striking after he got the Peace Prize, because he just wasn't George W. Bush, so everybody was excited. But what were we talking about? We were talking about Ukraine. So yeah, what could happen? Okay, so on Monday, like they're talking about, the Ukrainians are going to say, no, get out of our land. Here's our land. Here's the border that we had 2 years ago. Go back behind that border. And Russia's going to say no. And then Donald and Lindsey Graham here and all the Republicans are going to blame Zelensky. They're going to blame the Ukrainians for not giving up, not bending over and taking it, not for fighting back. They're going to blame them for fighting back. and say, we won't help you to fight back against a war that you've already lost. We decided that you lost, so we're not going to help you anymore. But we will keep helping Israel do a genocide. We'll keep doing that. But we won't help our ally, Ukraine, fight for freedom. No, we're not going to do that. It's because Donald Trump likes the tough guys. He likes the strong men. Benjamin Netanyahu is a strong man, stealing land from other people who are weaker than him. Donnie loves that shit. He loves it. It's great. That's his favorite. He calls it diplomacy. He thinks that's diplomacy. What is this one? Resignation and betrayal. What handing Donbass to Putin would mean for Ukraine. Let's see. Days before meeting. Uh-oh. There's a dog beneath my feet. We're going to have to take a break. Bobo break. Oh. There he is. Hello, Bobo. You like my breath? It's Bobo, the baby bark boy. Say hello to the people, Bobo. Say hi. Hi. He's going to sit down here and lick my toes while I try and talk about Ukraine. It's going to be very difficult to do a whole politics stream, read chat, and have your toes nibbled on by this guy. Yeah? Okay.
It's a Bobo buff.
This is his favorite toy. You just dangle it in front of his face like this. Anyway, yeah, that's Bobo the baby bark boy. You can see photos of him if you go to the Discord. Right there. There's the Discord. Bam.
Discord.
Go on over there. There's an entire channel for pet pictures. You can put your pets in there too. I've seen some other pets in there recently. Any of it. You had some cats in there, yeah? I saw those. Very nice. I don't dislike cats. It's just that, like, I like dogs better. You know, that's just my thing. Cats are okay. They like me. It's just they poop in the house. I don't like it. What the hell was I talking about? Okay, we're going to read this one. Let's start over.
Agreed.
Resignation and betrayal. What handing Donbass to Putin would mean for Ukraine. Days before the meeting with Vladimir Putin in Alaska, Donald Trump referred to what he called the land swaps as a condition for peace. For Ukrainians, it was a confusing turn of phrase. What land was to be swapped? Was Ukraine to be offered part of Russia in exchange for the land Russia had taken by force? As Vladimir Zelensky prepares to travel to Washington on Monday to meet Trump, there is likely no swap element to the U.S. president's thinking. Instead, he's reportedly planning to press Zelensky to surrender the entirety of the eastern Ukrainian regions of Donetsk and Luhansk in return for Russia freezing the rest of the front line, a proposal put forward by Putin in Alaska. Luhansk is already almost entirely under Russian control, but Ukraine is estimated to have held on to about 30% of Donetsk, including several key cities and fortifications, at the cost of tens of thousands of Ukrainian lives. Both regions, known together as Donbass, are rich in minerals and industry. To surrender them to Russia would now be a tragedy, said the Ukrainian historian, whose name I'm not going to pronounce. The Ukrainian territory and the people in those regions, particularly the miners, played a huge role in strengthening the Ukrainian identity. The region has also produced famous politicians, poets, and dissidents, and now refugees who will not be able to return home if it becomes Russian. So, yeah, that's part of it, is they will use the farmland to feed Russians. They'll use the mining to benefit Russia. They'll use the port in the Crimean Peninsula to sell that stuff and ship it out. This is about making more money for Russia. Ukraine doesn't want to be a part of that. They want to be their own country with their own stuff. But Donnie's going to convince them to give up, to quit, to give up, to stop fighting, because he's going to stop supporting them. And that's sad. I mean, we're not the home of the free if we're not helping other people become free. I mean, what if the other countries had not helped America during our revolutionary freedom fight? We would be a lot worse off. and it would be less likely to have won. What is this person saying from our story? Opinion. This secret greedy deal proves Trump's summit as a cynical farce. Not only a flop and a failure, but also a farce. Farce, a flop, and a failure. That might be with a YouTube title. This is what happens when cynical, greedy, abnormal, amoral billionaires and psychopaths run a country. The Times of London, Murdoch-owned, is reporting that billionaire Steve Witkoff, billionaire Donald Trump, and billionaire Vladimir Putin have worked out a model behind the scenes to solve the Ukrainian problem. Just make it like Gaza. Ooh. They're planning, according to this reporting, to fully respect the borders of Ukraine and the country's sovereignty, but with one catch. Just like Israel did with Gaza, Ukraine can self-govern, but all political and economic decisions will be made or approved by Moscow. All funds flowing through Moscow, just like the governments of Gaza and the West Bank, are subservient to the whims of Netanyahu and the Israeli Knesset. Ooh, Jesus. Can you imagine?
Is Ukraine going to pay for the wall too?
They're going to pay for the wall? No, worse. They're going to become an open-air prison just like Gaza. That'll be great. What could possibly go wrong? It's essentially a plan to return Ukraine to the subordinate status it had when it was part of the old Soviet Union, which Putin appears committed to reestablishing country by country. Trump's senior director for counterterrorism, former Sinclair broadcasting commentator Sebastian Gorka, the Nazi, went all peace for our time, Neville Chamberlain, when his apparent endorsement of the idea, we recognize the reality on the ground and we have one priority above all else, whether it is the Middle East or whether it's Ukraine, it's to stop the bloodshed. Everything else comes after the bloodshed has been halted. So stop fighting, stop killing each other, become second-class citizens in your own country who don't get to decide what your laws are, and be subservient to the strongman government next door. I mean, that's going to keep you alive, right? It's better to be a slave than dead. Hooray! That's the Trump message. Meanwhile, NBC News reports that Netanyahu is now moving to stage 2 of his apparent Gaza plan, shipping the citizens of Gaza who've lived there for millennia into a hellhole in South Sudan. I say hellhole from personal experience. I was working in South Sudan about a decade ago with the International Relief Organization 15 miles from the Darfur border, distributing food, medicine, and tents to refugees fleeing the Janjaweed murders. We would see the villages burning on the horizon as desperate people, nearly all women and children and the elderly, and as the military-aged men had all been killed, flooded into the region. Here's an excerpt from the diary I kept during that trip.
Slavery is, in heavy quotes, technically peace.
And that's what they're going for. The peace, technically, of slavery. It'll be a good time. Who would not want such a thing? And this wouldn't surprise me if that's the direction we go. If the land swap leads to an area, a gray zone where, yes, Donald will look into the camera and tell you, we won, we did it.
Give me liberty or death is asking a lot.
I know it is, but and the Ukrainians are willing to make that bet. They're doing that right now. Ukrainians right now are doing liberty or death. That's what they're doing. But Donald is going to step in here and say, no, you can't have any more weapons. No, you can't have any more bombs. No, you can't have any more drones. We're going to set you up into a weird gray area limbo where it's the worst of both worlds. You're not going to die. You're going to be a slave. You're going to be a second-class citizen within Russia, but it will also be Ukraine. It's going to be the opposite of a border. You know, like a border is a nice hard barrier, or not a barrier, but a nice hard line drawn in the sand. Sometimes they're drawn poorly. Not saying they're good, and I'm anti-borders pretty much, but this is going to be a no man's land, a gray area where the Ukrainians are going to be doing terrorism against the Russian troops that are going to be in the area, and the Russian troops are going to be doing crackdowns, ethnic cleansing, and murder of Ukrainians. But on a small scale. They won't be shelling anymore. They'll just be looking kind of like the IDF, where they just go and do violence. They put a bunch of food out there, and then when people come to get it, they shoot them. They promise that they're delivering aid, and then when people show up to get it, oh no, the terrorists. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be awful. Donnie's going to beg for a peace prize. He's going to create a new Gaza and then beg for a peace prize.
I think it's called a demilitarized zone.
A demilitarized zone. Is that what that term means? I've heard the term, but I'm not entirely sure what it means. No, they're going to be military all over the place. It won't be demilitarized. What is the DMZ? Demilitarized zone is an area established between two or more military powers or states where the stationing of military forces, the deployment of weapons,
that's a common feature of a demilitarized zone.
Installation of military facilities are prohibited by a treaty or agreement. Yeah, they're prohibited. Russia's going to be policing the place. Their soldiers are going to be in there, is what I'm thinking. Oh, okay, I can see you. Okay, I see what you're saying. It could be a demilitarized zone. Could they create a zone that's both Ukraine and Russia and there aren't any troops? In quotation marks, yes, they probably could. But I don't trust either side, honestly, really. I don't trust the Russians not to send a bunch of secret troops in there. They send a bunch of fake secret troops to the Crimean Peninsula.
There's still military, they just call them mercenaries.
There you go. See, that's what they would do, is Russia would just call them mercenaries, call them special operations, and they're not part of the military. These are just civilians who drive tanks and don't have any insignia on their tanks. Well, we spray painted over the Russian flag on this tank, so it's not a Russian tank anymore. It'll be a good time, and they will terrorize the people there, and the people there will create IEDs and pipe bombs and suicide vests and try to kill those mercenaries. It will be a bad time. Everyone will be miserable, and Donald Trump will demand a Nobel Peace Prize for creating the new Gaza. It'll be a good time. This is going to be great. So, yeah, that's all I have about Russia tonight. If you got anything else, or you find any good stories or anything like that, go on over to the Discord right there.
Discord.
Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Hop in the chat and tell me what's going on. So, yeah, I think that was a big fat failure, flop, and farce. I'm going to turn that into the YouTube book title. It'll be good. Failure, flop, farce. The 3 Fs. What else is in the news? Let's see. I didn't know what this was. This just came from Tech Dirt. I didn't know what this was. Trump destroys whatever is left of U.S. corporate oversight and calls it America First antitrust. Well, there's a lot to criticize about the Biden administration. It did at least try to shift the balance back towards antitrust reform, boosting competition and occasionally trying to help labor. This desperately upset America's richest assholes, which is why so many of them have rushed to throw their support behind the dim authoritarian zealots. As America's richest assholes hoped, Trump has taken the absolute hatchet to environmental law, consumer protections, regulatory independence, and the last vestiges of U.S. corporate oversight, while lying to the gullible rubes about how this was actually looking out for the little guy. This is corporate media, and a huge swath of the electorate will be surprised to learn going to result in years of terrible things, including mass fatalities, institutional failures, and all sorts of avoidable chaos. But our idiot king is only getting started. After his Supreme Court butchered all regulatory independence and corporate oversight, he's been using executive orders to destroy whatever functional federal governance hasn't already been gutted by his corrupt courts and his couch-locked tween nerds at Doge. And he's unwinding any of the Biden executive orders that actually did any good. This week, when Trump issued an executive order revoking Biden's EO attempting to restore some semblance of competitive balance in the U.S. economy, that order spawned some useful and popular things, like Lena Khan's crackdowns and on the right, and the right to repair abuses. Okay. The instigations into big tech monopolization and ad markets, the ban on non-competes, efforts to make canceling services easier, attempts to avoid coordinated corporate suppression of wages, and more. These initiatives had their own warts, but it was closest to the U.S., but it was the closest the U.S., with a Congress literally too corrupt to pass meaningful reform, had gotten to actual antitrust, labor, and competition reform in generations. Trump's latest executive order takes the hatchet to all of that. The EO doesn't just bother to explain itself. Trump's DOJ lied to media outlets, insisting that destroying corporate oversight, popular consumer protections, and labor rights was an embrace of America First antitrust, because they hate regulations. And I've said it before, but every decrease in regulation is paid for in blood. And that's what's going to happen. That's what this person is trying to suggest, that the regulations go down, fatalities go up, more people get hurt by product, more people get damaged, more people get injured, and then they have to do a class action lawsuit. Maybe years afterward, they can get some money for the horrible things that have happened to them or the deaths that have happened in their family. They'll get some cash, maybe, from a company who will continue to suck and keep putting out bad products and poisoning people and damaging things. Because that's all they care about. Money, 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 SpongeBob. It's all about the money, my boy. SpongeBob's all about the money. Got to get all those dollars. That's all they care about. That's all that matters to them. Because they hate you and they want you to shut up and give them money. That's what Donald Trump wants from you, specifically. You. If you're hearing this, he wants you to shut up, give him some money. What do you have to complain about? Nothing. Shut up. Give him money. And all those companies need to make as much money as possible, or else they're not fulfilling their fiduciary responsibility to the investors. And that's the most important thing in America is investors. Investors are the parasite class within America. They really are. They attach themselves firmly. They dig their fangs in and they suck wealth out of the system while providing nothing. They are literally the parasites on our entire economy, and they are writing all the rules. They write the rules for the market. They write the laws that are passed in the House and in the Senate and signed by the president to control the market. And if the investors aren't going to like the rule that some crazy lefty like Bernie Sanders would pass, it doesn't get passed because they would take their money away from those politicians. You see, they suck money out. They spend some of it on politicians to get more money that they can suck out. And that is the flaw within capitalism. Capitalism has flaws, and we have allowed the worst of them to fester. And then once they started festering, we gave them more power. So these big, grody, bloated ticks are now writing all the laws and deciding where the blood flow goes directly to them. And the only way to win is to be one of them.
Yes. Investors.
Right. Hey, secret White House spreadsheet ranks U.S. companies based on loyalty to Trump. So they've got like...
I love how bored bot was for that.
Yeah, the bot's like, oh, investors. Even the robot Canooch doesn't like investors. So we've got a highly unusual list. Includes 533 businesses and trade organizations. Donald Trump has drawn up a scorecard for corporate America, ranking companies based on their loyalty to his administration. The highly unusual list ranks 533 businesses and trade organizations based on their efforts to champion the U.S. president's One Big Beautiful Bill. Companies that have fared well deployed a variety of tactics, often trumpeting the benefits of the individual policy, such as Uber's celebration of Mr. Trump's no tax on tips proposal. The scorecard, which Axios said will aid decision-making on corporate requests, comes as part of Mr. Trump's America First agenda and protectionist policies. Do what he wants or he will harm you. It just keeps being correct. Do what he wants or he will put you at the bottom of the list. He'll put you on the naughty list. There's a naughty list for American companies. Does that sound like freedom to you? Does that sound like something that a free country would do? Decide, make a good list and a naughty list of companies. And if you're on the good list, you get tax breaks, you get to dodge tariffs, and you get the president bending the government to benefit you. But if you're on that naughty list, he bends the government to harm you. That's not free enterprise. That's not free association. That's not a free country. That is a, what did the conservatives call it? The right-wing people that I talk to, they all complain about liberals, and they call it a centralized government or something like that, like a centralized economy is what they call it. It's a centralized economy.
Almost like he's picking winners and losers.
Absolutely right. That's exactly what he's doing. He's picking the winners and he's picking the losers. If he doesn't like you, if you didn't kiss his ass, if you didn't send him a nice card on his birthday, if you didn't come to the White House and give him a giant golden phone like Tim Apple here, you're on the naughty list. And if you're on the naughty list, then he gets to hurt you with the power of the government.
Something Obama.
Yeah, exactly. Obama was going to centralize the economy. This is why we couldn't trust him, according to the conservatives. The Republicans I know told me that he was going to centralize the economy. He was going to decide which companies got to do what. Kind of seems like that's what Trump is doing.
Don isn't only a nickname because his name is Donald.
Right, he is the Don. This is definitely some organized crime bullshit. The chart allegedly ranks enterprises' levels of support as either strong, moderate, or low based on a series of factors. Actions that affect a company's rating are also said to include social media posts, adverts, press releases, video testimonials, attendance at White House events, and other engagements related to OB3, the administration's nickname for the president's set piece tax and spend legislation. OB3. One big beautiful bill. All right. I hate that. Don't abbreviate that to what OB3, please. According to Axios, businesses seen as good partners on the White House list include DoorDash, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, Uber, AT&T, Cisco Airlines in America for the Steel Manufacturers Association. AT&T recently announced plans to move to more quickly build fiber infrastructure thanks to pro-investment policies in the One Big Beautiful Bill passed by Congress. Meanwhile, the spreadsheet is said to be an evolving document to which businesses' support for other presidential initiatives can be added. The ranking helps us see who's really out there and helps versus those who just come in and pay lip service. So they got too many people coming in and saying, yeah, of course we'll help out. We'll just do this and that. Yeah. We love Trump. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Give us a tax cut. So they have to you have to prove yourself. You don't just bend the knee and say the words. No, anybody can do that. We've got a complex spreadsheet of how actually helpful you have been specifically. And if you specifically haven't been helpful enough, well, might just have to tariff you. Might just have to find out where you're getting your stuff from in Taiwan and tariff that shit. Might have to cut the taxes of your biggest competitor. This is like...
Gotta kiss the ring. Not the one on his finger.
Remember when everybody was going nuts over internet net neutrality? This is very similar to net neutrality. This is why net neutrality was important. If you could pay to have faster internet, that not the customers, but the companies. If Burger King pays to have faster internet than McDonald's, then they have better customer service. They have an advantage. And if McDonald's has to pay for that too. That's why all of the internet stuff should be neutral. You should just pay and they get it as fast as possible. Everybody, all the time. And they shouldn't be picking winners and losers in the internet speed game. Donnie's ramped that shit up. And he wants to decide who gets benefits from the government and who doesn't, based on how nice they are to him. Not based on what good they are for you or the American people. It's who kissed his ass the most. Who gave him the most lip service. If groups, companies want to start advocating more now for the tax bill or additional administration priorities, we will take that into account in our grading. So if you dumb bitches get in line, I'll take note of it. Okay? If you bitches want to line up around the block and start limbering up your knees and get ready to bend over, then I will take note of that. And then you can then be on the good list. You better earn your way onto that good list. And the sooner you get here to get on the good list, the easier it'll be. The longer you wait, the longer you hold out, the more you're going to have to kiss ass. This is not freedom. This is the opposite of freedom. This is authoritarianism. That's what he is. That's what he does. That is who he is surrounded by constantly. Authoritarianism and authoritarians. hey, speaking of authoritarianism, look at all the National Guard in D.C. Isn't that fun? Isn't that great? Don't we love it? Here we see, if I remember correctly, this was, they're all over the place. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine orders 150 National Guard members to D.C. as states send troops. So the Ohio governor is sending his troops too. All of the red states are going to send their National Guard troops to help out with the DC, with the DC. Shit. I shitted that all up, didn't I? I should be better at this, but I'm not. Oh, geez, now it's fucking up. Damn it. Anywho, yeah. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine orders 150 National Guard troops to D.C. as states send troops. All the other red states are going to send people there to help with the District of Columbia's crime rate. Sounds like horseshit to me. They're sending them there to kiss his ass. Again, just like all those companies, the red state governors have to send a token force of men to help out. Donnie's called the Banners. If you read the Song of Ice and Fire book, he's called the Banners. All his bannermen must send troops. And that's what's happening. And it's not going to go well. They're not trained to do law enforcement. They're going to go there and they're going to cause trouble. They're going to cause things to fall apart. They're going to hurt people for no good reason. Is it Bobo time?
Yes, he's being a jackass.
It's Bobo time again. Whoa. Apparently he's being a butt. Being mean. Are you being a turd, Bo?
Go get it. Come on, Luke.
Whoa.
Go get it.
The stuff to play. Go play.
Come on.
He's being too rowdy today. He's very much too rowdy. Oh, yeah. Authoritarianism is going to get worse. So more people are going to head that way. More red states are going to send their troops, and more people are going to show up there, and it's going to cause trouble. What does an Ohio National Guardsman know about D.C.? Nothing. But they know what they hate. And what they hate is cities. They hate urban people. Urban people, meaning black people. They hate them. And they are going to hassle them. They are going to harass them. They are going to irritate, bother, and intimidate them. And when somebody steps out of line, they're going to hurt them. And I would say to any one of these 150 Ohio National Guard members, listen to me very carefully. If you are one of those 150 National Guard members, Donald Trump wants you to be harmed. He wants you to get hurt. He wants someone to harm you while you're there so that he can expand his police state, so that he can expand what he's doing right now. He wants you to be injured. He wants you to be harmed, maybe even killed, so that he will have a solid foundation on which to build further authoritarianism. He wants you hurt. Not just the innocent people. He wants the innocent people hurt too, but he really, really wants one of the National Guardsmen to get injured. He wants that for you. I don't want you to be hurt. I'm the crazy fucking leftist who can't be trusted. He wants you to be harmed so that he can use your name as a rallying cry for fascism. He will scream your name the way he kind of sometimes does for Ashley Babbitt, the terrorist, and claim that they died fighting for America. And it's not true. Ashley Babbitt died fighting America. She is the enemy of America and a heroic law enforcement agent did the most difficult thing that law enforcement agents can do, and it killed somebody. And he wants that to happen again. He needs it to happen again. Because if there's no terrible nightmare violence, then he doesn't get to keep being the president in 2028. If 2028 comes along and there's world peace, he doesn't get to stick around. Nobody will put up with it. But if all those blue cities are in revolts for the horrible things that he's done and the horrible things that he's telling his troops to do, well, then he has an emergency, doesn't he? Emergency. And he'll say, I can't possibly leave the White House. There's an emergency. There's a war on in the blue cities, those Democrat-run cities. There's a war going on. I can't possibly leave now. And I have seen the votes from those blue cities, and they're all lies. The whole 2028 election is just going to be thrown into the fucking fire because it cannot be trusted, because it went through this blue city, and that blue city had one guy who fought against that one National Guardsman that one time. Remember? He's I'm giving you forward predictions about things that he will say happened in the past. He will look at that one weird incident and say that the entire election has to be canceled or thrown out or abandoned because he didn't win it. And the Ohio governor is being a bitch. Mike DeWine, you're a bitch. Sorry. I hate to be so blunt about it. I don't hate that, but it's fun. You are aiding and abetting fascism. Please stop. Please stop doing that. Please stop helping the authoritarian fascist take over the country.
God forbid you throw one Samek at a brown shirt.
Absolutely. Did you guys hear about all that? That shit got thrown out of court. The sandwich guy, free. And why did the sandwich guy get free? Because they went too high, too hard. They got what they wanted from him anyway. They got the video that they wanted. I'm going to look up the sandwich guy DHS video, arrest video. They got what they wanted, which was the badass video arresting him.
Judge was like Mayo. Throw it out.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the video. I'm looking for video. I'm sorry. But it was, dude, it had the bois from like a war movie, trailer. You know the trailer, when the trailer for the movie comes on, it's like wah, wah. It did that. If I could find this damn video. Oh, I think this is it. I think I got it. I got it.
When sandwiches attack.
Yeah. Okay, I think I got it here. Okay, I think this is it. YouTube, don't sue me or shut me down for copyrighted music and shit. Okay. Oh, come on. Wow. Hear that?
Coming down.
Boom.
Be Waterloo.
That was one guy who told them he would gladly turn himself in. And they said, no, don't turn yourself in. How are we going to send 20 guys to your house? It is Milsim porn. It absolutely is. He said he would turn himself in, and they said no, because they wanted to kick down his door, they wanted to drag him out, and they wanted to make a cool video with woo, woo, woo siren sounds in the background, because that's all they needed. Their fans, they're Milsim-Porn fans, the red hats who saw that and got hard as a rock. I mean, turgid. They're standing straight up for that one. Saw that. And they feel good.
Literally, when Superman turns himself in and they use a super clone of him and 100 soldiers to arrest him.
Right. They got super excited. They got hard as a rock. And they don't know what happened after that. You know what happened after that very exciting thing? The judge let him go. Why did the judge let him go? Because the DOJ pressed felony assault with a deadly weapon on him. Okay. A deadly weapon. You see that? You see what I did there?
In this case, it would be a super clone of a DOJ sandwich throwing guy.
And they brought such high level charges that the judge said, no, this won't do it all. Case dismissed. If I kill a fly and then the DOJ charges me with manslaughter, the judge throws it out. It's not a man. It's a fly. It's a bug. It's an insect. We've all killed 100 of them. What are you doing? That's what happens. If the DOJ overcharges, which they did in this case, the judge gets to throw it out. But nobody cares at the Trump White House. Nobody cares at the DOJ. Pam Bondi doesn't give a shit because she got to make the cool video. Man, she got to make the cool video. She doesn't care what actually happens. She doesn't care if justice happens. Well, who is she? What do you think? She's in charge of the Department of Justice or anything like that? No. She's in charge of the Department of Kick-Ass Videos. That's what she's in charge of. She's in charge of the Badass Video Department. Badass, BAVD, Badass Video Department. That's what she's in charge of. She doesn't need justice. She doesn't need lawyers. She needs cops. She needs sirens. And she needs blah sounds. That's what she needs. Everything else is for fucking weak-kneed liberals. Laws, who gives a shit? There are rules, the grand juries, get out of here. Gay shit. She doesn't need any of that. It's for losers and intellectuals to, like, read. Winners don't read, okay? But yeah, he's released. He's released. He is not being tried because the judge said they overcharged. This is an issue that every professional lawyer knows, that if you overcharge, every district attorney knows that if they overcharge, the judge will toss it out. They know this. So they have to get the balance just right. And Pam Bondi is a moron. She doesn't know this because she's an idiot. She is completely unqualified for the job that she holds. And we're all going to suffer for it. Sandwich Guy had to suffer for it, but a lot of us are going to suffer because of it, which is why they even have the troops in the streets now, because they don't know how to run a government. All they know how to do is stunts, cool videos with siren sounds. Stunts like he did in Alaska. It was a fucking stunt. It accomplished nothing. The troops in Los Angeles, stunt, didn't accomplish anything. ICE is accomplishing some things, but it's bad things. And it's unconstitutional, illegal things that are challenged by courts when the courts can actually catch up to them. And I have a feeling that we're all going to look back on it and be like, oh my God, that was so much terrible, so much more awful than we had known, because we can't know about this stuff yet. And there'll be more troops, more governors, more red state governors are going to be bitches and send their troops to D.C. and make everything worse. Everything worse. 3 Republican-led states to send hundreds of National Guard troops to Washington. More people sending it. Which 3 states? West Virginia, 300 to 400. South Carolina, 200. And Ohio says 150.
Not all heroes wear capes. Get it? 'Cause it's a sandwich.
It's a hero sandwich. Not all heroes, but I spell with a G, right? Okay. Not all gyros were capes. Yeah, I like it. It's a assault with a deadly weapon.
Assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, they're sending more troops. That's gonna go badly.
Deadly weapon.
A breadly weapon.
The guy was gabagoolish. Asterisk breadly.
It would gabagool. Give the man some gabagool, would you? Come on, he ordered gabagool, you give him gabagool. I would like a big plate of gabagool, please. Yeah. Hi, 10 past 11. Thanks for coming. Sunday is a weird day for me. I usually don't stream on Sundays, but I had to stream sometime this weekend. So thanks for coming in on the weird times, everybody. So that's nice. What the hell else is going on? Let's look at the news. So yeah, the more troops will only lead to more violence, and I would say the same thing to these other troops. If you are one of the 300 to 400 guard troops from West Virginia, Donald Trump wants to harm you. If you're one of the 200 from South Carolina, Donald Trump wants you to come to harm so that he can use you as a political tool to expand his power, his authority. His fascist regime will stand on your shoulders. And if you don't like that, don't go. Tell the command that you're not going to do it. Become a conscientious objector. It's not easy. I know it's hard, and you might get in trouble for it, but I'd rather do that than have a fascist movement built on my death. Okay. It's time for the hat. You guys ready? I got the tinfoil hat, and it is time to go. Folks, I have a very important message to you for tonight. Tonight, I have a very important message directly from Donald Trump from Donald Trump through me to you. All right, you ready? Bella. You knew what that meant, didn't you? You knew it. All right. Highly encrypted message. Trump post sparks confusion and speculation online. Donald Trump caused speculation to swirl on Sunday when he posted a single word, Bella, B-E-L-A, on social media. Trump took his Truth Social over the weekend to complain about negative reports in his recent meeting with Putin, the leader with Russia. Shortly thereafter, Trump simply posted Bella without any additional context. Folks, this is a secret message for me and you. We all know exactly what this means. This means exactly what you want it to mean. Okay? Whatever, any of it. This means exactly what you want it to. 10 past 11, this means exactly what you want it to mean. It could be just another Kofi moment. Maybe he was going to complain about Belarus or brag about Belarus since they have an authoritarian dictator as well and he loves them. Maybe he was going to talk about something like that. Or maybe he just is sending secret Q drops, and that have to be baked. That was the best thing about the QAnon guy, is that he would just ramble like a lunatic. And then
Team Edward.
You had to take his words and you had to bake it and you had to find the hidden meaning within. And that was the best part. That was the most fun that all the Q-tards ever had, is that they got to find all the secret little meanings and where it worked and where it fit. And sometimes this sentence described the past, and sometimes it described
from Twilight?
the future. What, Bella? I don't know. I'm a very old man. I never watched or read it. It's the name of a horse in in the Wheel of Time books. It's the name of dogs sometimes. I've known a few dogs named Bella. But yeah, I'll keep my eye open for this one, guys. Everybody, keep your eyes open for Bella and what it could mean. And then if you come across anything that it might mean, speculate wildly. just speculate.
I expect vampires now.
Vampires. He was calling out to Bella from Twilight, and now he's confirmed vampires are real. That's just science, y'all. That's just science. You cannot dispute
vampires.
the scientific method. We just used the scientific method to determine exactly what this meant. And it meant vampires are real, and there's no way you can change my mind. I'm going to die on this hill. Vampires confirmed by Donald Trump. Sneezy. Oh, see? I try and tell you the truth, and then the CIA shoots me with the sneeze gun. You know, I try and tell you what's real, and then the CIA zaps me with the sneezy ray. Let's see. What the hell else is in the news? Oh, hey, some more stuff. Donald Trump admin reportedly drawing attack plans against cartels in Mexico, not a negotiating tactic. The president has been clear that a strike is coming unless we see some big, major changes, ex-official told Rolling Stone. The Trump administration is reportedly drawing attack plans against cartels in Mexico with official warnings that the president is serious about the possibility. Quoting a senior administration official, and this again is the best part about the Trump administration, because they leak everything, just everything, because they are filled with podcasters and shit posters. They all got to be the one to tell everybody the things. I get it. If I had breaking news, I would run here to tell you guys. I would. If I worked in the Trump administration, I would be leaking stuff too, because it would be funny. Rolling Stone magazine reported on Friday that the development is not a negotiating tactic, and that Trump has been clear that it's a strike, and it's coming unless we see some big major changes. Speaking to the outlet, retired U.S. Army Judge Advocate Officer Jeffrey Korn, now the director of Center blah 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 blah, said the administration would need to make a credible argument that the U.S. faces an armed attack. No, they don't make a credible argument. Donald Trump has never made a credible argument about anything. Mr. Korn, Donald Trump has never made a credible argument about anything ever.
Mexican-American War II, the cartel incident.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna go to war. He went on to say that since the administration has claimed that unlawful migration is actually an invasion, officials could consider drug smuggling an attack as well. It is really easy to get the United States into war and very hard to get us out. And so we have that to look forward to. So by lying to people, telling them that it's an invasion, it's now an emergency, and he needs to have emergency powers. The Senate needs to give him all the emergency powers, you see, because it's an emergency. And with a heavy hand, he will sadly take on all the power from the Senate, and create the first galactic empire. I mean, that's just what he's going to have to do. And it's going to be Mexico's fault. Who's the Jar Jar of the Senate? I'm thinking it's Ted Cruz, right? Like, we need a senator. We need them to look weird and say dumb shit. So I'm thinking Ted Cruz. I'm open to suggestions. If somebody else wants to say who the Jar Jar of the Senate is, I really do think it's Ted Cruz. But yeah, what are we thinking? He'll just bomb some people, and then Mexico will take it. I don't think they're going to start a war. I really don't. And that's miserable because their civilians are going to get hurt by our military. And they're not going to like it. And they're going to break away from us economically, because that's what you do when one country, us, is shitty. You stop hanging out with them. If your friend becomes a pain in the ass, you stop hanging out with them. If they become a meth head and a crackhead and stop doing fun stuff and just go and eat a bunch of crack, then you would stop hanging out with them. And that's what's going to happen. America will be isolated. We'll be all alone because of the actions of Donald Trump. And we won't be able to deal with Mexico. We won't be able to deal with Canada. We won't be able to deal with anything. We'll be all alone. And then when the Canadians come south of the border to steal all our land, we won't be able to protect ourselves. Canada and Mexico like meet in the middle to crush us. It's a whole thing. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am kind of looking forward to it. Let's see what else is going on tonight. Hey, look, it's ice hurting people. There we go. Dragging this lady out of the car. She is an immigrant, and she's here legally, if I understand correctly, and she has been recording ICE, and they don't like that. Who's this fat fuck? But yeah, they're hurting people because she gets hurt specifically because she was filming them, and they don't like that. They're the secret police, and they can't be secret if you're filming them all the time, you know? Not a lot going on that one. Okay. So, yeah, they can't be secret police if you're recording them. So, they don't like that. And we have them harassing some more people.
What do you want? Identification.
Can't even joke. That's straight brown shirt shit.
Sure is. And these guys won't show their identification. This is why the people won't get out of the car. So you have a family with children in the car who said, oh, show us your badge, show us your identification. Who are you? Because you have about a second to determine whether or not that's a carjacker wearing a fake vest or it's actually a policeman. And they won't tell you. And they start breaking the windows. Pop, pop, pop. Did you hear that? 3 pops? So they start breaking the windows. The car speeds off because now they're under attack. And then pop, pop, pop. Those were bullets fired at the car.
Hey, you can't do that.
Because those are the American Gestapo. This is the brown shirts. They're hurting the people that they don't like because they can. Donald Trump has given them the authority and the mandate to go and hurt the people. I wish it weren't true. I wish they weren't doing that, but it is. What the hell is this? Oh, beef prices. Beef prices soar to all-time high. I thought he was fixing the economy, right? I thought he was bringing prices down. Did he promise day one to fix the whole Ukraine thing? Millions of deported people, millions of deported criminals, and prices would go down. Seems he was full of shit all the way around. Beef prices surged to an all-time high in July as the market grappled with consistently strong demand and long-term issues in domestic production. According to the latest Consumer Price Index, which the Bureau of Labor Statistics published on Tuesday, the beef and veal index rose by 2% compared to 0.2, capital 11.3, numbers. Meanwhile, the price of ground beef and uncooked beef steaks has risen 11 and 12%. Now at record levels. The rising cost of staple agricultural goods such as beef and eggs has put additional strain on Americans' budget this year. While the latter has moderated after breaking records in February, shrinking cattle herds continue to weigh heavily on the price of the former. Given the long-term remedies required to address inventory issues and the prospect of new import taxes threatening to further trim the overall supply, in the U.S., experts have told Newsweek that it could be years before prices return to more affordable levels for consumers because he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm telling you, man, he doesn't know how tariffs work. He doesn't know how the tax system works. He doesn't know what diplomacy is. Doesn't know any of this stuff. And because he doesn't know any of this stuff, he imagines things and he just comes up with his own cockamamie schemes that are not connected in any way to reality. Because they're not connected to reality, we all get hurt. The hell is that sound? That sound is a video game. Let's play a video game, though. How loud is it? I gotta look at the the thing here. No, it's fine. I gotta turn it down in my ears. So it's only 8:30. I'm gonna let's play a video game. Let's play UFO 51 and have the robot try and distract me and say stuff. So keep using the robot. Where's that button? Where's that button? I gotta move the button over. Window capture. No, I gotta go here. I'm on the wrong screen. I'll go here. Then we go to window capture. Turn it off. We go to game capture. We turn it on. We pick a game. UFO 50. There it is. Bam. All right. Let's play games for about 30 minutes. I can still see chat and everything is cool. These are the 50 games. Give me a number between 1 and 50 and we'll play that game. The ones with dust still have not been played yet. So if you look at the screen, 8. Number 8. Any of it says number 8. We're going to Planet Zoldrath. Planet Zoldrath.
do 7.
Oh, do 7. Well, we already started number 8. Planet Zoldrath. Oh, I remember this one. This one is weird and difficult. You have to go and you have to get stuff. Like that green thing, but you can't let the enemies see you. It's a little bit of a roguelike. See, I can't go this way. I can go that way, but like... Picked up a bombs. Oh, I don't have any coral to arm the bomb. So I have to get some brown coral. That's not brown coral. I found an energy cube. Oh, damn. Got some green moss stuff. Some green moss stuff. Is that a bomb? Is it a monster? No, it's a purple spider thing. Green moss. Does this do anything? No. Green moss. And a little brick house. I don't know what the brick house is. Whoa. I don't know how to get in there. Nope, 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 nope. Eat it. Ah! I can't go there. Why can't I go that way? It's insane. It seems like a direction I could go. Oh, I want the blue thing. There we go. We got a blue crystal. Still can't fire off any bombs without brown coral. Where's the brown coral at? Not here. Whoa. Whoa. What is this? Meat printer. Gross. Alright, meat printer. Bro, I ate the meat. Oh shit. Ah, I'm out of blue crystals. I need blue, shit. I need blue crystals to activate the meat printer. Got some boots. Hazard boots. Oh, I had to dump the meat printer. That's okay. Fuck the meat printer. Gross anyway. Energy cube. Cube. What was that? Translator. Okay, but I had to leave the boots. No, I'd rather leave the bombs. Hazard boots. Fuck the bombs. Whoa, shit. That's why we need the boats. Pick up this, whatever the hell this is. Eat the meat. Why is that one flashing? It makes me nervous. Okay. That's where we started. What is that? Pulse generator. Whoa. I think I blew up a wall. What, it just blow fuckers up, okay. What did that cost me, though? I think it cost me the purples. I picked up a part of the intergalactic treasure map, obviously. Easy peasy. Oh, shit. That's where we started. Okay, let's go up from here. Two little crystals. Not that I need them all that much. Maybe, I don't think. I need the purple. Yeah, I need the purple. Because it blows shit up. There's another cube. Haha, fools. Oh, bullshit. I found a brown coral finally, now that I have any bombs left. Nope. Let's kill this fool. Haha. Brown coral. Oh, damn it. I thought maybe that would explode. Some of the walls, those walls exploded one time. And now I'm just wasting all my explosives on the walls. There's another purple. Helps me do my bombs, my explosions. Explode. Ha ha ha, fools. I didn't. There's no way around that. Die, fools. Run out of purple bullets. I kind of think I'm done. I don't see anything else. Okay, let's drop a bomb. How big is the explosion? Ah! Come on, fool. Die, fool. Haha, idiot. Eat some meat. It's the translator that I don't need. I've already been here too. Okay, I'm out of places to go. I didn't touch that. Lying ass bastards. Can we just leave? If we just get in the spaceship, can we just go? Oh, seems to be in good working order. Okay, that's nice. Die, fool. Damn That did not work. Oh my god. Hate this guy. Try the other one. Did that work? Well, that was lame. Something secret going on back there. I can't get it. Very upsetting. He's just gonna stand there? Okay, he's just gonna stand there. Yeah, that's cool. These guys are pretty chill. The one-eyed snakes. Okay, this game's boring. Alright. Back to the library. Really close the game. And yeah, it said do number 7. Number 7. Velgress. Velgress. Blow off the stuff. Oh, it was like Contra, maybe. Gunstar Heroes or something. Velgress. Somewhere deep in space, the pirate Alpha was captured by the demon princess Charcus and thrown into the deep pit known as Velgress. No one has ever returned from Velgress alive, for it is filled with many deadly traps and monsters, but thankfully, Alpha has survived the long fall and recovered her blaster. Okay. Okay. Edgy. It's time to climb. Better dig your way out. Oh, okay. Whoa, those don't stay there for very long. Those clouds don't live for long. Okay. Okay, you gotta go much faster. Whoa, that was okay. You got all the way to level 5. Amazing. Okay. Boxes. Can't jump through the boxes. Jump through the clouds. Okay. It was a double jump, you idiot. Damn. Level 17. Okay, we'll go one more. Damn. Okay, one more. Bullshit. Okay. That was real hard. Alright, let's pick a different game. Different game. Oh, yes, back to the library. Go. What other games we got? What numbers? Numbers. We got 2, 4, 5, 10. Let's do number 10. Number 10. Looks like a frog. Devilition. We started this town with high hopes. Stop murder and torture. You would say the Trump meeting was successful? How? Completely. It got nothing done. Stop animal murder and torture. It didn't do anything. I mean, what came of it? Seems like nothing came of it to me. Like what? What happened? Ending a war is a process, not a single event. I can agree with that. What process got done? I have no idea what's going on right now. I think I lost. The horde overwhelms the town. I have no idea what I'm doing. I can appreciate that the stopping the war is a process, but I didn't see any process happening. Lands on a target. The process of dialogue and agreement is not done in one meeting. No, it wouldn't. Because Zelensky is getting his ass exposed. He's the good guy here. So is the U.S., so are the warmongering criminal Europeans. The warmongers are the Russians, right? They're the ones doing the war. They're the ones doing the bad stuff. Zelensky have puppets of oligarchs in Ukraine. Boss, that doesn't even make any sense. If the oligarchs are in Ukraine, they are Ukrainian, and he is a politician within Ukraine. So he kind of answers to them, same way American politicians answer to American people. USA has used Ukraine as a puppet state? No, that's nonsense. Like Israel for decades. No, none of that's true. Have you watched Ukraine on Fire? Probably not, if it's a weird, gross pseudo-documentary on the internet. I don't know how this game is played, and I don't understand it. Oh, you have to chain them together. Okay. Do you support USA imperialism? No. USA is not doing imperialism in Ukraine. We're doing a military alignment with them. Russia went into Ukraine, killed their civilians, killed their people for no reason, stole their land for themselves. They're doing 17th century shit, the Russians. And that's what NATO is. Russia does 17th century shit. NATO is an 18th century solution to their 17th century bullshit. Did USA attack Libya for no reason? I don't know. We're not talking about Libya. We're talking about Zelensky in Ukraine right now. NATO is imperialist criminal entity. No, it's not. NATO, you're absolutely not correct about that. NATO is a military alliance. You're allowed to make military alliances. All countries are. NATO attacked Libya. I don't know all the details, but yeah, NATO can fuck up. America attacked Vietnam, and that was a dumb fucking thing to do. Everybody fucks up sometimes. No idea what the hell that was. NATO attacked Iraq? I don't think so. It's not a fuck up. Is it a pattern of behavior built on lies? You're over exaggerating. Is NATO's a military alliance? Oh, that's a gun. Green moves me, but red. I think we're done. Bug threat has evolved. The people who hate on NATO often do so in a weird way. You're a naive U.S. imperialist supporter if you can't explain the nature of NATO and U.S. imperialism. I'm telling you, man, NATO is a military, alliance between many countries. It's a military alliance. That's it. Are they perfect? No. Have they made mistakes? Sure. But so has American military. You know, jack shit, you U.S. imperialist. How am I an imperialist?
This guy is being weird.
Well, he's on Kick. Everybody on Kick is weird.
Sorry, person.
That's how Kick is. You don't even understand how U.S. imperialism. How is the U.S. is not doing imperialism in Ukraine? You could say that we're doing imperialism in some other places, but not Ukraine. The imperialism would suggest that we are making them a vassal state, and we're taking all the resources and stuff and profit from them while giving them nothing. You could say we're doing that maybe with things like taking oil from South American countries. I could say that might be imperialism. So U.S. support of Israel is what? A genocide. We're supporting a genocide. I'm not happy about that. What do you call it when the U.S. support of Israel? A genocide. We're supporting Israel to do a genocide. Israel is doing imperialism there. And if you said that America is doing imperialism in there, I might be more agreeing with you. But not Ukraine. What do you call U.S. support of Israel since World War II? A mistake that we should stop doing. They weren't as bad back in the day, and they're getting worse. They weren't doing it. It was wrong of what we did back then. We shouldn't have taken other people's land. I don't like this game. So the U.S. supports a genocide in Israel. Well, we are, and that makes me unhappy. But its history in Europe and versus Russia is what? Okay. Why are you avoiding all of the Russia responsibility here? Russia went into Ukraine. Stop changing the fucking subject. Russia went into Ukraine 2 years ago, unprovoked, stealing land, killing civilians. Nothing to do with Israel, nothing to do with American imperialism. That's what happened. Stop doing that. Russia was forced to evict. Bullshit. Lying ass piece of shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Forced. Bullshit. Forced to invade Ukraine because U.S. imperialism. You're a moron who has no idea what you're talking about. Probably are a Russian. Bought in by their fucking propaganda. Fucking joke. That's why we don't go to Kick. Playing Tron, kind of. Take that, bitch. Double. Now, see, now you're using slurs. That means you've lost the argument, my friend. Thanks for playing, though. Ha! I won by 1. No, you're talking to Waldo. You should know who you're talking to. My name is Waldo. Hi, how you doing? I'm a leftist. Good things are good, bad things are bad. Can I just take them head on? I sure can, I guess. Just go around smashing fools. Well, I know it's a slur. That's why I said you're the one using them. That means you lost the argument. Pow, 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 pow. No, you are not a leftist if you support U.S. imperialism. I'm not supporting U.S. imperialism, boss. It's just not happening in Ukraine. Call the U.S. Criminal actions mistakes. Well, I mean, it could be. You're a liberal Democrat. Oh, my God. Which means you are in actuality an imperialist. You meet the funniest people on Kick. Are you okay? I don't think you are. Stop calling yourself a leftist because I'm not fucking on Russia's side. Are you one of those fucking tankies? You are. You're a tanky, aren't you? You're a tanky, aren't you? Say it. Yes, I'm a tanky. Say it. I smell you. I smelled you 10 minutes ago. Did I step on a button there or something? Is leftism based on economics or because you like homosexuals? Leftism is a complicated beast of a lot of different things. There's an economic element of it. There's a social element to it, sure. But that's true of everything. Which comes first? Depends on who you are and what your goals are. What your it is a simple question you fail on. You can have different priorities. Boss, there are billions of people that have different priorities. Suggesting that you have all the answers makes me think that you're a lunatic. I don't think I have all the answers. You're the one here telling me you know everything. I'm not. I answered several of your questions tonight with an I don't know, because I didn't know. I didn't say every opinion was equal. I said it depends on what's important to you. Certain people have different preferences and things that are important to them. This is the basic question. It depends on who you are and what your priorities are, my guy. You think that you've got the entire world figured out. And I'm telling you, you don't. There are people who don't have as much care for the macroeconomics. Is leftism based on economics or identity politics first? It's based on being on the left, my man. There's 1,000 things on the left. A liberal, because you still haven't answered the question, are you a tanky? Because I think you are. You're in here defending Russia. You're a tanky, aren't you? And you're afraid to say it because it'll make me win the argument. The left has 1,000 different things going on for it. Not just economics first, and then maybe some social stuff. No, this is not a matter of opinion and calling everyone equal. Who said anything about that? I wish you'd argue with what I'm saying instead of what you imagine I'm saying. Is left based on economics or identity politics? It's based on 1,000 different criteria, my man. Thousands. And you're a tanky, but just won't admit to it. Don't like that game. It's kind of like Snake. Uneducated liberal. Then Answer my question, my man. Are you a tanky? Do you support Russia? I think you do. And I think you're scared to say it. Because it'll prove me correct. We're on duck world. Bird world. Hatchling, okay. Okay. Dinosaur. Sim City kind of thing. Well, you're a tanky piece of shit. Can't even explain yourself. No idea what's going on right now. Quetzalcoatl's turn. Rexodon's turn. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. I'm quitting this one. This one's too hard. This was called Bushido Ball. Should be baseball, right? Samurai baseball. Nice and easy. One player. Last one tonight. Who do we want? We want the Lady Ninja. Yeah, Chiome. We're playing dodgeball? Oh, we're playing Pong. Ooh. Loser. Oh, you got it. Ah, fool. Oops. I'm tied up. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, bullshit. He gets to throw stars. Oh, damn. He got me good that time. I don't understand how this charge up works. Alright, he won. So it's kind of a Pong scenario. Kind of like that one. Alright. But it is 10 o'clock, which means or 9 o'clock actually. So I am done streaming for tonight. Thanks for coming in, even though you are a tanky on Kick. Thanks for everybody who came in tonight. Thanks to Shinsinto. Thanks to Andy Evett and Ponathan. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I will be back on Saturday. Well, I know today's Sunday. I'll be back on Wednesday, unless the Gestapo kicks in my door and drags me off to the gulag. That'll be it for me for tonight. So I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Good night.